Acceptance is a powerful tool that can bring peace to our lives, but a lot of times it's misunderstood. We think that acceptance means giving up or settling, but in reality, it's about embracing the present moment and letting go of the need for things to be different. We have to talk about the concept of acceptance and how it relates to finding peace, and how the common struggles people face when holding on to regrets or unfulfilled dreams leads to stress and emotional turmoil. It's also important to talk about our personal anecdotes and stories that illustrate the journey towards letting go and embracing reality, and the pivotal moments of realization that emphasize the transformative power of acceptance and how it can lead to inner peace. So let's dive in. Holding on to regrets or unfulfilled dreams can be a heavy burden to carry. It's like carrying a backpack full of weights that we can't seem to put down. We think that if we just hold on a little longer, maybe things will change, maybe our circumstances will shift, or maybe we'll get the outcome we desire. But the harsh truth is, holding on to the past of our idealized versions of how things should be only leads to emotional turmoil. We become stuck in a cycle of what ifs and maybes, and it's exhausting. We replay conversations in our heads, wondering what we could have said or done differently. And what happens is we end up beating ourselves over mistakes, perpetually asking ourselves, why didn't we take that chance or make that decision? And the more we dwell on these thoughts, the more we begin to feel like we're living in a perpetual state of disappointment and frustration. We've all been there, old, young, and so on and so forth. It's like being stuck in a quicksand. The more we struggle, the deeper we sink. And before we know it, we're drowning in a sea of regret, longing for what could have been. We start to lose sight of the present moment, and instead we're consumed by the past or our idealized version of the future. And we become disconnected from our sense of purpose and direction, and it's hard to find meaning in our lives. So why do we hold on to these regrets and unfulfilled dreams for so long? Is it because we're afraid of letting go? Are we afraid of acknowledging that things didn't turn out as we had hoped? Or are we trying to get a hold into a sense of control or certainty in an uncertain world? Or maybe we're trying to avoid the pain or disappointment of heartache. Whatever the reason is, it's clear that holding on to regrets and unfulfilled dreams doesn't serve us. It's time to explore a different approach, an approach that involves acceptance. Now, keep in mind, acceptance is not about giving up or settling. It's about embracing the present moment and letting go of the need for things to be different. It's about recognizing that the past is the past and it cannot be changed. When we accept our circumstances, we're not saying that things are okay or that we're happy with the way things turned out. Instead, we're simply acknowledging that they are what they are. It is what it is. Acceptance is a process. It's not always easy. It takes time, patience, and practice to let go of our regrets and unfulfilled dreams. But the payoff is worth it. Inner peace, freedom from emotional turmoil, and a sense of clarity and direction. So how do we cultivate acceptance? For me, it started with acknowledging my own regrets and unfulfilled dreams. I had to confront the painful memories and emotions that I had been avoiding for so long. It's never easy. It wasn't easy. But with time, I began to see that my regrets and unfulfilled dreams were holding me back. They were preventing me from living in the present moment and enjoying the beauty that surrounds me. Be present. Learn to let go, to release the need for things to be different. And you know what? When you do it, it feels amazing. It feels like a weight is going to be lifted off your shoulders. I realized that I didn't have to be defined by my past or my regrets, and that I could create a new reality, one that was bound by the limitations of what could have been. This realization was pivotal for me, and it marked the beginning of my journey towards acceptance and inner peace. It's a journey that I'm still on today, and one that I hope to inspire in you. When we accept our circumstances, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and experiences. We're no longer limited by the constraints of what could have been. You start to become free to explore, to discover, and to create a life that is authentic, real, and meaningful to us. We're free to find peace in the present moment without the burden of regrets and unfulfilled dreams. So what's the transformative power of acceptance? It's the power to let go, to release the need for things to be different, and to embrace the present moment. It's the power of finding peace in the midst of chaos, to rise above the noise of our thoughts and emotions, and to connect with our true selves. It's the power to live a life that is authentic, meaningful, real, and fulfilling. A life that is not bound by the limitations of what could have been. I'll end with this. Acceptance is the key to finding peace in life. It's not always easy, but it's worth it. By letting go of our regrets and unfulfilled dreams, you can open up yourself to new possibilities and experiences. You'll instantly find peace in the present moment without the burden of what could have been. So I encourage you to reflect on your own experiences with acceptance. Do you find yourself holding on to regrets, unfulfilled dreams, what could have beens for too long? And are you ready to start taking that first steps towards finding peace in acceptance? I know it's hard. I know sometimes these things sound cliche, easy. The messages can be repetitive, but that doesn't dismiss its truth. A lot of people get caught up in life holding on to things that happened in the past. And what it does is it gets in the way of their future. It gets in the way of their potential. It gets in the way of them finding peace, having a clear mind, and being able to move on with their lives. If you don't remember anything, remember this. You only live one life. So even though you might have regretted something back then, if you continue to dwell on it now, 10 years from now, you'll regret that today you were inactive and you were too caught up on what happened in your past. Make moves, take risks, go talk to that individual, send that text, apply for that job, go hang out in that new environment, take risks, be bold, live fully in the present. Like I said, we've all been through stuff. A lot of us have been through horrible stuff. A lot of times the difference between people who go on and thrive and those who don't is the ability to keep going despite what we've gone through. That doesn't mean to forget it. That doesn't mean what you went through wasn't significant. However, regardless of what any of us have gone through, the world keeps spinning, the clock keeps ticking, life goes on. So if life goes on, why not live fully in the moment? Don't cut yourself short of a real, fulfilling, ambitious, and thriving life. Acceptance is peace. And as you get older, you start to realize one of the wealthiest things you can have is a peace of mind, a peaceful life, no drama. You're just living in the present, and you're looking forward to the future, to tomorrow. So, I hope this message helped, and I'm going to continue to drop these videos, but just remember, acceptance is peace. For any of you watching this, for any walks of life you went through, we've all been through different traumas. Acceptance is peace. Accept it is what it is. Face tomorrow with a refreshed mind and keep going. You don't want yourself in 10 years or 20 years to regret not doing what you could have done today, right now, this moment. Like I've said this before, one of the scariest things that I think of is being on my deathbed, grumpy, sad that I didn't do a bunch of things in my life that I could have. Now's the day to change that. Forget your past, clean slate today, accept what is, and look forward to the future. If you like this video, check out some of my other stuff, leave comments, show love, subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.